Yo, Mandem podcast episode 263.
Yeah.
Another week.
Welcome
has
back.
passed by, and we are back. Les has returned.
I'm back.
The wanderer returns. Man.
Yeah, man. Abusing annual leave, as I feel like we've abused it this year quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think there's no more holiday.
Into next year.
He's done.
Yeah,
He's done.
I had to pay for some extra days and that. But yeah, I was in Lisbon last weekend.
How long were you there?
I was there for 4 days, three nights, 4 days. So went on the Thursday afternoon or Thursday evening, and then came back Sunday night. It's spooky having like on a return the whole day, because our flight in the evening was late. I can't remember what time it was.
Hate it.
But you got to check out.
But you got to check. Yeah, you got to check out. I think our checkout was like 12. But yeah, it was like you basically like have the whole day. But then you're kind of like, I'm used to just going home like at some point.
Got nowhere to go.
Yeah. But then you got the whole day, so we literally had like not an extra day, but like a whole day.
It's like dead space.
I usually see it as like, let me just go yard like.
But
I don't see it as this is actually a whole day of holiday.
What I've learned is you need to just park your suitcase at reception, park it in, and do something.
No.
Even if you just go on my last day of Cyprus, I think it was last day of Cyprus. Man just went to like my local shisha bar. There was a bit of ball on, just all the bare food, and just wait.
I don't want to do anything too touristy.
No, it's
like, I'm not going museum, art gallery.
You don't want to get caught flat-footed. You can't go too far
out.
You know what I mean?
Because you're
sweating to get back,
thinking about going home at this point.
Extra
the late checkout or the checkout and the late flight sometimes winds me up.
Yeah. What did you end up doing then?
So we checked out at 12. And then what did we do after that? Went to get breakfast.
Sorry, what time's the flight?
I think it was 9
PM. Okay. We got a lot of time to kill.
It was mad late anyway. Basically, we had the whole day.
It's a work day, innit? It's a whole day at work.
Bro, it could have actually been longer, but so we checked out at 12, and then we went to get breakfast. Then was just basically did stuff as if we had like another day after. So we went to like see some, I can't remember what it is, but it's some like mad tall thing that you can go to the top of.
So that monument. Is that on the coast?
Yeah. So we went over there, went to see that, and there's a castle at the end, but we didn't go see it.
Okay.
Just because it's just long, and we was hungry and shit, so we went to get food after that. And then after that it was just chilled. We went to a couple places, like had food, had sangrias, got them in, sitting by like the roadside, in some like square.
People watching.
Basically,
it's a beautiful thing.
I don't mind a people watch.
Cold.
I love a people watch. People watching, and then went to get food, and then basically walked back to the hotel. The long way round, like
scenic route.
Got our stuff and then went to the airport. But we got to like the airport is bare close, or the one you fly into. I can't remember the name of it, but the one you fly into if you're going to Lisbon, it's bare close to where we were staying. So it was maybe 30-40 minute drive. So then we got there super early, so we had like an hour,
that jars me about
2 hours to kill.
That. I'd rather be late to get than early.
Yeah.
Do you know what? On my departing flight from the UK, I want to be there a good time.
Oh, is it?
On the way back,
same.
On the way back, I'm like,
I tried to be
in and out. Like, don't
like, what am I gonna do? Just buy water, overpriced water, sit around looking out some grey sky, some planes flying, them little jetties flying around, them cars on the runway, the orange lights spinning airside. Like, I'm cool, man.
No,
duty free. Don't take it.
Duty free is the biggest myth. It's like Black Friday. Like.
I'm with Rich on this. Yeah, getting to the airport, but I think it's like it's the eagerness to not want to fuck up your energy before the flight.
Okay.
It's like, because you can like rushing.
Yeah,
is a drain.
Then when you get there, then when you get there, you're sweating, you're hot.
The bad
you gotta
sweat.
Bothered.
The anxiety sweat.
Yeah.
Change the t-shirts.
Yeah. Different kind of sweat that.
So then go there. Just go to the airport on time, chill for a bit, have a couple drinks, and then you get on a flight. The bit that I don't mind like being late for is getting on the plane. Like I want to be the last one on the plane, sit down, and then the plane takes off. Them people there was one guy, I think it was on the way there. He was just mad keen.
He must have had like a mad link or something. like
he was like, the little. It's usually like down some stairs or some little corridor bit before they let you onto the tarmac or whatever to get onto the plane. He was like right by the door. Someone will open the door, but like they're not letting us in. He pick up his bag
like a dog that wants to go.
But then they're just there. They're just coming in to go do something else. Then
he's full started.
Then he's like, Then he's putting his bag down. Then he's waiting, huffing and puffing, looking outside. Then when I open the door, then he's first out. Even like when the plane landed, like when the like, then he's standing like by the thing where the air hostesses stand. And he's just like waiting to go.
Them man give me anxiety. Them man give me anxiety. What's going on,
bro? I was thinking
nothing's worth it. Maybe going to link his ex or something. I don't know.
It's some mad time.
He's got to make it there and back. Before sundown. But no, Lisbon was nice, man. I'll definitely go back.
Okay.
That's a good review. Yeah, I was saying to Dan, it's going to. I think certain European cities I've been to, they're slightly. It feels like they're more modernized, and not to say Lisbon isn't, because it is. It's just got a vintage feel to it.
And do you like that?
I like it. It's different
because sometimes that appeals. Like sometimes I'm like, I like that it's different, or that it's not shiny glass. Blah blah.
No,
steel.
Glass. It's not that. There's like roads that are like pure like cobble. If you're in a car and you're driving on it,
fam, bare hills.
My neck was
hilly.
We'll get to it. my neck was going on some of the cobbles and the hills.
Incline, man's doing up.
They'll
incline.
Finish you, bro.
If you're not, I like to say the average person is fine. But if you're not like
of an athletic foundation,
if you're not like not super fit, exaggeration, because I'm not super fit. But if you're borderline,
don't get cancelled, man.
I'm trying. Be careful now.
Yeah, if you're not used to doing that sort of activity, then you might find it hard.
Bit trouble.
You might find it hard. And we weren't even on the hill, but again, people watching
wheezing and that.
Slow down, man.
I saw one woman who didn't look like the fittest person. You can tell
it's taking its toll.
Wherever the hill she went up, it got to her.
God.
So if you're not like of the fittest and you do it, and if it's all day, then it'll get to you. And we were obviously don't know the way around, so we were Google mapping a lot of it. But Google Maps doesn't tell you, I don't think, anyway.
Gradient and
the gradients.
Yeah. You think it's all flat? You think it's
bro?
downhill?
So
it's such a flat city, like it's a 2D city. It's crazy. Wow.
So you'll be walking, then the thing says go left. You bust a left, and you're looking up.
Mount Everest.
You're basically looking up.
Upstairs.
Base camp. Yeah.
Roads all like Minecraft and all that, going up and down and left and right. But it was nice. Great weather. If you want to go somewhere in November for good weather, go there.
Cold.
Because it was like in a 20s plus.
T-shirt weather.
Yeah, I think 2 days. The first day I wore shorts and t-shirt, and I took a hoodie out just in case.
Yeah.
And I didn't wear the hoodie at all. The last day I went out in shorts and t-shirt, but I got caught out because it weren't as sunny.
Fair.
But
I heard it's windy, innit? This thing's known for being quite windy.
If you're by like the coastal bit,
yeah.
where we went to see that that monument, then that bit's slightly colder. But Lisbon I definitely recommend. Fairly cheap as well.
Yeah, I think not too expensive, man.
No, in comparison to here, obviously, and other European cities, it's a lot cheaper. Hospitality weren't all that
shaky, dread.
No. If I'm being honest, I don't know what your experience was.
You see me across the board, yeah. You see what people are like. Went to this restaurant. The service. See me. I swear to God, in my life, I've never considered service as a thing. Like I've never thought like, they made me wait I waited too long between cutlery and the drink.
And you know what? It's
funny.
It's funny. It's funny.
Only care about.
It's funny you say that because I said the same thing to the missus, and I was like, "You never like." It's funny that I catch myself saying that stuff because I don't see myself as someone that would be like that. I'm just like, I'm not grateful, but I'm just cool, just being here. Whenever the food comes,
just enjoying everything.
Whenever you bring the water, whenever you bring my starters or whatever, when
Yeah,
it comes,
man.
they're like cool. Like I'm not in a mad rush.
When you're ready, yeah.
But I find
Went too far.
nowadays,
if it goes over a certain line,
nowadays,
you're like, no, this is bad.
it's. I think there's a noticeable point where things are taking too long, or someone's
Mouth's dry and
not being as accommodating or hospitable as they probably should be. So
fair.
happened a few times. So this is just the funny thing. So the first night we got there, so we get in a taxi at the airport.
Cash or card thing?
Cash. Probably the only time we use cash, to be honest. Taxi at the airport, and then this like older guys just like pulled up in a parking spot they told him to pull up in, and so we've gone to the thing, and then he's opened the boot, and then he's just looking at us.
You're a big man. Sort it out.
Yeah.
So that, but my girl went first.
Is he gonna pay me for this? Like,
So my girl went first.
Discount.
So in my head, I'm thinking, I've got my suitcase, she's got her suitcase. She's got hand luggage, and I'm just got my shit on me. So help her put hers in. I can do mine.
yeah. I
It's
don't
cool.
even need you. Yeah.
He's just standing there next to.
I feel like he's smoking a mad cigarette.
In my head, I don't think he was, but in my head, I'm thinking, and I kind of said it out loud to her. I was like, "Is he not?"
Yeah. Cool. That's the first check.
So he didn't.
I'm on Luke.
Yeah, so he didn't. So now I'm slightly annoyed. So I put her suitcase and
Hate
put
this
mine
country.
in, closed the boot, and got in the car.
Let you drive.
Yeah.
He's a jail driver.
So, and then he's driving, asked us where we go, and told him whatever. Got there. So then he's dropped us off outside the hotel.
And he's there.
Nah.
I can't remember if he did it again.
Just press the boot button.
I can just see him leaning on the car.
Yeah, get out.
So then basically, so we've got this stuff out, whatever. But then now we're saying, oh, it's cash. None of us have cash on it because we literally just got there. So then I was like, oh, I'll go. I asked the hotel where Cash Point is, and I was like, oh, there's one around the corner, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'll go Cash Point. So I've gone Cash Point, come back, and I can't remember. He said it was 20, whatever it was. So I've given him like 50, and then I'm waiting for a
We're
change
just
back.
waiting now.
But then he's like taking it, and then I've still got like, I think I took out like 100. So then I still got like another 50 in my hand. So then he's like, oh, like 50. Or like pay or something, whatever he said. I was like, what?
More. He wants more.
I was like, I've just given you.
you've
And then
got
he's
double.
like, got his wallet, and he's like, huh?
Nah, fam, just give me my pee back.
I was like, what?
Dragged around this cobblestone.
I was like,
road,
I just gave you 50. So then he starts putting his hands in his pocket. And he's like,
Bro,
Then I was like, cool, man.
Yeah, no, that's
so then that's annoyed me from the
not
jump.
good start. Not good for a start.
I'll go yard.
So then get in the hotel, and luckily the people in the hotel are super nice. Get to the hotel, they've written like a handwritten note of welcome to the hotel, all this stuff. But then another cab journey. So at the hotel, get into the cab, not even get into the cab. Like the cab's like pulled up. We're coming outside. The driver's just sitting in the cab. He's sitting inside. He's not even looking to see if we're coming out or to see who's around. He's like parks in the middle of the road as well. He's sitting there,
Wicked and bad.
just chilling. And also so he's got like a people carrier. So you know how some of the seats like lean forward.
Yeah. It's like Jenga.
So the side we're getting
Tetris.
in, the seat is behind him. The seat is leant forward. So I've opened the door, and the seat's leant forward.
Sometimes it's bare hard to do.
Bro,
it.
sometimes you
It's
know
like,
that you're breaking everything.
which one do you
like, I'm
pull?
fucking this shit up.
I've been in enough cars to
sliding.
know how it works, but this ain't. I feel like this isn't for me.
It's not my job. I'm on Honda.
So then what happens?
So then he basically like leans around and like pushes.
Oh, he don't even get out of the car.
It's right.
Inconveniencing him.
Right. So then we get in on whatever, and it's just he's just shit. And in comparison to some other guy who picked us up, couldn't speak a word of English, but he was like trying to like communicate.
Meet me in the
And so I was
middle,
like,
man.
I respect that. He's just trying to be nice,
guy just
and he was
didn't give a
he was like, he basically asking like, where you from? And he was saying some other things we couldn't quite get, whatever. But he's being like mad friendly.
He's trying, yeah.
So not to say that some people weren't friendly, but there were a few things where it was a
couple bad apples.
Needs work.
So the one thing that pissed us off was, so the last day when we went for breakfast, we went to, I think it might have been one spot you told me, or a place that I found.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of it right now, but we went to this place. The food looks like nice, so we was like, we're going here. So we've gone in, sat down, and then we've like made the order. So they made the order, sat down, chilling. So now it's like you're expecting like a drink to come or whatever. Yeah. So the drinks, I think the coffee or whatever she ordered came. Cool. Now we're just chilling, whatever. I've finished the coffee, what she's finished, whatever she's having. Now we're just like expecting the food to come, like
waiting. Sitting
there. 5 minutes past 10, 15, 20. Like nothing.
Making stuff out. You're like, it's busy in there, man.
Yeah.
Like, well, you know,
and this place,
Saturday, yeah.
this place isn't like, it's not a big place, so a few people can fill it. But then there's like 4 or 5 like members of staff who are now just like standing there,
chilling. That.
But everyone's either
nothing.
people have either been served. They're not tending to anyone, so people are either been served or they're finished and just chilling or whatever. But there's like 4 or 5 members of staff just sat behind the bar or standing in front of the bar, looking at people,
cooling,
just not doing anything. And our food's not arrived. Like their clear vision of us sitting there without anything.
Famished. Yeah.
So what happens? You then say something.
So then they're just chilling, like looking at us, kind of like, have they ordered? Like, are they waiting for something, or like what's like someone's clearly taking an order? And
what are they doing in the cafe?
Yeah.
So then
killing time.
After like, so now it gets to the point where this is like, I'm getting annoyed, and I don't want to say something because how it will come out. It now becomes a problem.
End up in Portuguese jail.
Right. So I'm like, you say something, otherwise I'm going to get annoyed and the delivery is not going to be great.
Angry black man.
And then I think I basically say, is like, what's happening?
You lot working today? Like,
are you open?
Like, it's like the food like coming, and then the girl that served us didn't say a word.
She's bust out.
She's there, but she's just doing whatever she's doing. So then some other girl comes over, and the one that was sort of called over, she came in and she was like, she was like, sorry for the wait, like they're doing it now, blah, blah, whatever. So then like 5 minutes later, or maybe even 10, it came. So then it came, and then in the end, basically they said, like you don't have to pay because it like took too long, blah, blah, whatever.
That's all right then. Well, that's better.
But to your point, I feel like it gets to a certain point or certain things where I feel like, nah, you got to be doing this.
If the food don't come, then I'm kind of like, this is weird.
No.
Yeah,
that's...
But I actually I don't think I've ever said, like, bare people say that service weren't great. I'm like, what? Like,
I
proper don't care. Like,
and they're like this occasion.
Yeah, it's very rare.
Came for food and I didn't get food. Like, yeah, that's nuts.
But yeah, it usually tends to be when you're out to eat. So when things like take long, or sometimes like we went out to eat, and this is just me being paid. Like we went out to eat the week before, and everything came whatever, but there was no water on the table. And then I don't think they offered us water.
Okay.
Apparently there was water there. I don't remember.
Do you expect water to be on the table?
I don't expect it to be on the table, but I expect someone, if you're drinking alcoholic drinks, or any drink actually, I expect someone to like offer you.
Bust me on some
water.
H2O.
Or because they have water glasses there.
Yeah. I always ask for it though. I guess
okay.
I'm like, I always.
So in my head, I just kept thinking, he ain't offered us. They ain't offered us.
I just keep my mouth shut, man. In them situations, I'll just be like, cool, man. But yeah, people are.
I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. It's just like it's not.
I'm like, bro, I don't want to do my job. I feel you don't want to do yours, so some things are gonna be shit. Like,
it makes sense.
But no, I get it, man. I get it.
But my thing is I'm never a dick about it.
No,
unless it's like
the food, isn't it?
Unless it's that cafe, unless it's that cafe incident where I'm just like, someone say something to us because you can clearly see us sitting.
Just
there
update me, man.
That's it. oh, it's coming. Oh, sorry, like my colleague missed the order. So I think they missed the order because people's food, people who came in after us,
eating before you,
their things were coming.
But it's bare annoying in them situations because your girl's just adding up bare things and she's like,
she's cooler than
you.
No, she's way cooler. She was way cool. I'm the one that's close to like bugging out, and I'm not a bugging out man
she was cooler
at all. She was like cool, like annoyed, clearly, but just like what is going on kind of thing. Yeah, like a couple boys that were in there before us didn't have food when we got in. We had sat down for a bit, had our drinks. Their food came.
They were on dessert.
They finished eating. They finished eating, taking their plates. They're just chilling there as a group of Mandem do, and our food still hasn't come. So now something's not right.
Yeah. Big trouble.
So yeah, for me, most of the time I'm not too bothered and I'm not too pressed. But certain things
you have to. It gets to a point where you have to.
Yeah, certain things I'm like, all right, like you lot got to fix up, kind of thing.
You know any, learn any Portuguese?
Not outside of like thank you, really.
Obrigado.
Or obrigada, depending if it's man or woman.
Depending how you identify, of course.
Yeah. Well, that as well, and that the extras. But yeah, Lisbon, if you've not been there, minus that bit, and again, it's not. Yeah, it's not everyone that's like that. Yeah, beautiful city, very beautiful city. Good wine, I shall say. Very good wine. What's it? Pastes de natas.
Mad.
What's that?
Little like custard dessert cake snack thing.
On the last day,
I
had about 8.
Went too far.
On the last day, I had about 8. And when we went at the airport, there's a little like bar that like sells them like beer. I'd sit down for like 5 minutes, finish the ones that I had, and then just go back and get more.
They're good work, man.
Unbelievable.
Did you go to Belém?
I don't think so.
I think it's near that monument thing, and they've got like a pasta de nice shop.
No, I don't think we went up to one like proper like it's just hills basically. I can't remember. I think it's like a castle up top. That was the first spot. The second day, that was the first spot we had them, and they were like fresh. So that was like having like. Because I've never had them before.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So the first time having them, and from there, and then I think like the day after or later on in the day, we had it from somewhere else. You can taste the differences, mad. Yeah. And then they got some other thing that's it's like cheese. It's like a fish cake basically, but in like a oblong oval shape type thing.
Yeah.
Insane.
Different
so
cake.
mad.
Fish and cheese.
It's like a cheesecake basically.
But it's got fish in it.
Yeah. Fish cake, sorry, not cheesecake. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
it's fish cake. Fish cake.
Breaded on the outside, like
breaded on the outside. Like, yeah. Fam, so mad. And the place that we went, they give you that and a glass, and you can. They say you can keep the glass as a souvenir.
Oh, sick. Time Out Market. Did you get to go to?
We went Time Out Market, so that was the first day we went to Tartine.
Is that something I recommended?
Yeah, it was on. I think it was on the list.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
No. The list Dan sent me was mad. It was bad. There was bad places. I think we saw most of them. Yeah. We went there for breakfast, but there's so many wine places. We only went there once for the thing, because you could easily go there, stay there, or continuously like every other day, just go there. But we obviously wanted to see other things. One thing I do like about Portugal is that, and one thing that will get you to go back if you're not there for long, is that I feel like there's so much to see. There's bare to see, and if you're there for like a weekend, unless you're up early, you won't get to see it all.
Every single thing, yeah.
But it's like things that are like all over the place. So you'll say, "Oh, let's go see that," and on the way to go and seeing that, you'll see like other few things where like you'll stop, or there'll be like a mad view, so you'll stop there for a bit. Then you'll like go see something else, and then you'll get to the place you're going to. But
it's beautiful place, man.
Yeah, no, Lisbon's proper nice, man. I'm glad I actually finally got to go.
Ticked it off, man.
Definitely.
Good year for the holidays, man. Rich, you got anything booked? I know you're the
this year?
Yeah, Globetrotter.
Doubt it.
Traveller extraordinaire.
Like Amsterdam or something like that.
Okay.
But
just outside
of
keep
that,
it ticking, keep the passport dusted off.
Yeah.
Keep it stamped up.
Don't have to jump start it.
But I've probably I may go to Amsterdam like late, like just before the year's done, maybe. But then I go Qatar tonight, innit?
What?
I go Qatar.
What are you talking about?
How do you mean, dog?
You say that AAA press pass.
How you mean?
No. I could have, to be fair.
You
but
boycotting it.
Yeah, I said it doesn't line up with my morals.
Yeah. Ethics.
I could have, but no, in a way, it doesn't line up with my morals. Like on a
rule.
Oh, okay.
Because when Al Jazeera, they're Qatari. Their headquarters
Yes,
in Qatar.
they are. Yeah.
When I first started there, they offered like I could go to Qatar and work out there, but fuck that.
Long.
The hours they make you do in the UK are mad. They'll have you working 48 hours straight in Qatar. So fuck that.
Shock. That's a surprise.
Yeah,
I've heard the stories.
Yeah, it's a real thing from what I know.
Yeah.
I know some people that who've been out there a while actually that I work with.
Me.
But
They enjoy it there, or
do they enjoy it there? I think they enjoy
what's
tax breaks.
their review? Okay, fair.
And they're often like single or like it's for a set period of time. For the most
It's like the situational circumstance. Like it depends on your like it will have to be bolted onto a divorce. Or
You need like stimulus. You need a reason, or I gotta hit this amount of money. Just go and grind. Like they will pay for your hotel. You live in a hotel and that. I said it sounded great. I was still like fuck that.
Nah.
But yeah, the world's focus has shifted over this. I say past week.
Slowly in it, but surely.
Yeah, over to Qatar or Qatar. People sometimes the pronunciation is mad from different places.
You don't want to offend anyone.
And the World Cup, the Winter World Cup, first of its kind,
and last hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, probably last. The way the amount of traction, negative or controversy this one's drawing, I think it will be the only. First and foremost, as football fans, are we excited?
I'll probably say it's the least excited I've been, and that's probably due to a host of reasons. Just feels weird that it's gonna be starting in November. Like it's just it's not the done thing.
I think it's weird that as Brits we are not at peak excitement. We've got Christmas and the World Cup.
Yeah,
like that's crazy.
Yeah. It should be. I just feel like World Cups are like the weather. It's outdoors. It's sandbar. It's like
a season.
Berlin. Usually where like we go abroad and we'll catch it. Last few times we've seen through the major tournaments we've been abroad. But this one's like it's a bit different. Putting on your Parker jacket to go to the watch the games.
I even feel like the build up to this World Cup has obviously been sort of covered by other things about the World Cup. But I feel like the tournament itself build up has been a bit like non-existent almost. Like only in like the last week.
It literally started.
I've seen like
last
BBC,
week.
BBC adverts, people like talking about it, posts. But before that, I was a bit like, it's not like
is it even happening?
Yeah. I remember. I can't remember what I saw, but then I was like, oh yeah, the World Cup's in like next month. So I was a bit like, I'm not really feeling it.
For me, it's been a bit weird as well because in the news we have to preempt these things, and I've been like, "Don't forget the World Cup." And everyone's like, "No one's listening." And then I'm seeing like these basic graphics pop up, and I'm like, "They're gonna request something on Sunday, and we're gonna get caught flat." But there doesn't seem to be much coverage at all.
It's mad. I think a big part of it is talking about like seeing it, feeling it. It's like the advertising or the commercial side of it is usually a big part. So the likes of the Coca-Colas, the Budweiser, Nike, Adidas. But because of all the controversy surrounding it, they've been, I don't know, playing their cards close to their chest. They haven't gone all in.
They don't want to be
seen
the one person out here,
the outlier.
The World Cup. You know they put millions and millions of budget into
and Nike have done their advert this week. Adidas done it, and it's kind of just been released like on the low, and it's like
I watch.
There should be
the Adidas one is I think more World Cup focused. The Nike.
What Adidas one have you seen?
Is it the one on the bus?
Is it like Nike family? Nike family. It's like a Adidas family.
Them man on the bus.
What kind of bus? Like a British bus?
No, it's just like a. What do you call it?
Is it like?
Is it a Jutta bus in Jamaica? I think they call it a Jutta.
Okay.
Like you know the like.
Is it in like Qatar?
No, it's in a desert. It's in the desert, but it looks like a South American or Nevada.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a nondescript.
So that is more World Cup focused or themed. The Nike one I watched and I thought, is this a World Cup ad, or is it
based on Stranger Things kind of thing? Is it?
Is it the one with the kids?
There's kids, and
there's kids at the start, but it's like a throwback to like older players. and like the metaverse and kind of like
yeah,
weird
like a
little
time traveling kind of, or multiverse kind of thing.
Yeah. I watched that and I was like, is this a World? It feels like it's a World Cup ad because I guess Ronaldo's in it and he's got the Brazil kit on, but it's a little bit. I feel Ronaldo, the other Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
It's a little. It feels like it should be a World Cup ad, and that's what they're saying it is. But without to your point, without saying that it's that
it's the Qatar World Cup.
Yeah, to get you excited about football.
Yeah, I think it plays a big part in how those brands have gone about business this year, and I think that leads to some of the feeling and everyone coming out and saying their 2 pence. The Gary Nevilles of the world, the Linekers. There's been a lot of talk. Some people are for it, some against. Some people saying people have been paid off. The Beckhams of the world, like saying, "Come and."
Oh, because he was one of the
one of the ambassadors
quite early.
Yeah, a lot of stuff for a good price.
Him and Neville had a sit down, didn't it? Of the what's that show called again?
The Overlap.
The Overlap.
Yeah, in Qatar.
Yeah, so Gary Neville's spoken about it and whatnot. And
what has he said?
I haven't seen his takes on it, but a lot of people are saying it doesn't like align with his usual stances, I believe.
Yeah, because he's been quite liberal.
Yes, yeah. But then I guess everyone, as we said, has a price. But the big thing this week has been about like hypocrisy and how dare people call out the Qatar World Cup.
Who's saying that?
It's growing voices, I'd say.
Okay.
I've seen more comments saying that. So before it was primarily, I don't know, people saying the media saying boycott it and this due to a host of reasons. But then I've seen, I guess, the other side of the coin, and people are saying it's quite hypocritical for Western media to call anything out. Because there are, I guess, no nations without human rights issues, let's say, or blood on their hands. But I just think, like, if something's bad, call it out.
I am not against that per se. I think it's odd in this circumstance because that's at the forefront. It's like even like it's bare dumb. The last 2 World Cups have been to these countries. At least if we didn't think of them then we definitely think of them now as corrupt nations and somewhat dictatorships and whatnot. Yeah. But we knew these things were going to happen like 12 years prior. And my thing is like, why did we let it happen in the first place?
That's a topic on its own.
You see, I guess.
Have you not watched that thing?
No, I refuse to watch it.
Was Jamie's bringing? You're boycotting. You're boycotting.
Like, why Netflix just releasing it like now? Like it's just
everything. Everything's timing, isn't it?
Like it's not going to change. Like you're not doing your bit.
I would watch it, but I'm Netflix, not. I'm lying to you if I said because of the human rights, the homophobia, the numerous issues.
Yeah, all of it.
I'm still watching it. I'm just going to watch the World Cup. I'll be flat out lying to you. Not saying that those things don't matter.
Does that? But then watching the World Cup does it mean you support the regime or?
You can argue it does. I think that you can argue this in 10 out of 10 situations and people are going to come up short and find out that they're supporting things that they don't agree with. Because ultimately, it's a value proposition. The value I'm going to get from the World Cup is going to be high. Regardless, it could be the worst World Cup. I'm still going to fucking enjoy it. Football every day. Like, who's not going to like that?
Players, yada.
And things are distant. Like, I don't have to worry about how they're treating man over there. I'm not over there. That's the reality. And I think that's how people deal with all things. And
it's like you can't.
It's not how it should be. It is the way
watching
it is.
the World Cup or not watching it isn't going to change what's happening out there.
Yeah.
So you kind of distance yourself.
I think it does.
I think if no one watched it would be.
If this was the like. You had only 50,000 people tuned into the World Cup.
The worst ratings ever.
That would be a mad statement. And it could change things.
Yeah. But as a collective, it will change things.
I don't think it will because people value what they value.
People value the World Cup, innit?
Yeah.
As an individual, me watching it and you two me not watching it or you two watching it isn't going to change.
No, it is.
Anything.
That's the argument that everyone says. It doesn't make a difference if I watch it. I'm
my
only one
boy-
person.
No, but
I just want to watch the World Cup. Just say that. I get it.
But yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. To your point, I think that's why people are just like, yeah, I'm still gonna watch it because it's not gonna make a difference. But then, like you're saying, you could argue that it does make a difference.
Yeah, it definitely does. But yeah, it's weird that this stuff is coming first. But I think and even going back to 4 years ago when Russia had it, I think it speaks to where we are now, just culturally.
Yeah.
As everything needs to be called out. We need to, every stone needs to be overturned rather. And we need to see what's more, everything has to be 100% morally sound.
Yeah.
And the reality is nothing is. And that's what I think people are having to deal with right now.
Yeah.
And I realize nothing is, and I rate ball, so I'm going to watch it. But I do see why people are saying, I get two things. I see why this one is getting more scrutiny, and I think that's more to do with the times that we're in, just in general.
Yeah.
And it does also have something to do with the regime.
Who it is.
And
I think
it being an other.
Yeah, I think that plays a big part for both why people are against it, criticizing it, and I think that plays a big part
Why
in
people are defending
blindly defending it.
Yes. Yeah.
Which
it's
is
proper.
crazy.
It's identity politics.
It's mad.
Fully.
So, which is jokes because you're both using the same
Logic almost.
feature or attribute, but just using it like conversely. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Because I think one of the reasons it's been criticised in Western media is because it's an Arab Islamic country.
It's different. It's an other.
Yeah, which doesn't abide by Western ideals. Which I guess in some cases, it shows like the homophobia thing. It's hard to defend. In 2022,
that
it's
and
crazy
human rights.
Yeah, slave
labor.
Yeah.
I'm totally with you.
Like, call it out for what it is.
My things is like it being a big story about. I guess they've changed their mind on it, which I understand about the alcohol. It's like, yo, you go to like you I could even say. With the homophobia and the slavery stuff, like I think it's always techie when you tell a next man what to do in his country. I think
you should tell, like you should. If you're a visitor, or tourist, whatever, like, abide by like those are the laws.
You have to abide by the laws.
It's cool, but you can call out a madness.
Like, I'm with you on that. You can call out what you think is wrong.
Well, you're paying people like nothing. And that's taking their passports and weird things like that. I don't care who you are. That's wrong. Like.
Yeah. No, I hear that.
But then, I also do see the other side of the coin. It's like, why are you not making a big noise and song and dance about it? Because it's been hosted in the UK. It's been hosted across Europe. It's set to be hosted in the USA in 2026.
You can always find something in
crazy. So are people going to boycott the US?
And that's where I'm on the other side of the fence. I find myself on both sides.
Yeah.
This is where I'm like, that's absolutely true. And no one's going to have a word to say about anything when it's in America.
It needs to be called out because, people are living in shocking conditions, I guess, in terms of, the US military and how
foreign policy,
fly the world police. That's not cool either. So, maybe.
It's funny that it won't be.
Yeah, will we see the Daily Mail and will Gary Lineker call it out?
No.
We'll see, man.
No. Absolutely no chance.
See. No.
But I just believe in calling out things that are bad, whether or not it's someone that looks like me or has similar ideas to me. Like, if someone's doing wrong, be brave enough to call it out, man. Don't just be like, oh yeah, that's my bro. Like, it's wrong. Like.
How do you feel about people going over there and trying to like protest and stuff?
Be safe. Is what I will say.
That's a great answer.
Yeah. My thing is, keep your 2 hands up.
I think, I think
protect yourself. Protect yourself at all times.
You know, if they don't budge and play on some of the ideals of the Western world, they're not going to play on any.
For you to
any
go
tomfoolery
and fight,
no tomfoolery over there. Because
I wish you all the best.
And then, do you know what it is as well, Dan? The other hypocrisy for me is that. Everybody rates Dubai.
Yeah. You
and
go over there, there'll be people investing. Dubai have kind of, in some elements, they've sold their arse a bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. They've sold their cooch a bit. Because I'm hearing weird things that probably don't occur in Qatar just yet.
that things that happen in Dubai.
In terms of like culture, lifestyle, there's some weird shit going on, and it's not just the elites. Like we could go over there and just it's fuckery going on. Brunches, man are fighting, man are robbing. Like it's like mini London, bro. Like Dubai, you kind of you let it slip a bit.
Dubai is a borough of London.
I'll be honest, yeah, it's the the 39th borough. But yeah, Qatar. They're holding it up still. They're probably looking over.
Like, we can't be Dubai.
Could never be us. Yeah. So yeah,
and to that point, so again, it's the whole being able to or feeling like you're on both sides of the fence. It's I look at that side of it and I think, yeah, like it's like you saying as a visitor going over there, those are their rules and laws. If that's how they want to govern their country, they should be allowed to do that obviously within reason and not affecting any human rights. But if they have rules and laws on certain things, then as visitors or just looking at it, they should be allowed to have that.
I'd say just if you're going over there to try and change things, maybe think twice.
Because you have the option.
Go mob handed. Don't go over there.
Nah, just don't go over there. That's my advice. Just don't. You want to prove something? Don't go over there. Do it online or something.
How do you get changed though, man? Or is that you can't go over there and just change things?
You could try.
Yeah.
You could
become a martyr. just become a martyr.
Yeah, I could just see it going wrong. I saw a reporter get the Danish. I think he was or Norwegian.
Danish was were they Dutch? I don't know. Yeah, it was some European country.
Where you got moved to?
Live on air.
Bro, they're pressing them.
See a caddy just pull up.
Didn't see him anymore.
Just getting pressed. Like,
I'm just like, yo, if they're doing that on live on...
And he's just trying to report on
he's got
the vibes.
Like everything right. He weren't saying no badness, nothing.
Don't go over there and try mash everything up or impart change on them. Because you need to be on point if you are. I see they banned alcohol being served in the stadiums.
Yeah.
In the stadiums, I believe it was always that way, but I've heard they've extended it to like in the
fan zone. No, I think you can only drink in the fan zone.
Oh, you can drink in the fan zone.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I think you were able to drink in the stadiums.
Yeah.
Up until yesterday, they were like, "No, we changed our mind."
Yeah.
Based on like security and whatnot. So yeah, that's that. I guess for Europeans. I'd say South Americans as well. Yeah, drinking at games is like a big part of the fun.
Do you think it? Do you think there'll be a decrease in violence as a result of it?
100%. Like I think it'll be a more orderly proceedings. Does that take away from some elements of the game and whether or not it's like great? Possibly so.
Do you think it will be less enjoyable?
I think a little bit.
It shouldn't be.
I think a little bit.
Because you're there for the experience.
When was the last time you went out on a night out and didn't have a drink?
Don't ask me. Don't ask me. I probably had a drink.
Let's have a bottle of wine this morning. Yeah. Behind the
on the way here. I get it, but it shouldn't be if we're just going to like watch ball. Like I give a slight example. It's like when we went to New York earlier this year. We went to Summer Jam in
MetLife Stadium.
Mm-hmm. And you can get alcohol, but I think it was either one per person or some weird like rule or whatever that they had. So it meant I would have had to go get one, then Mike would have had to go and get one or whatever. So it was just a bit long to go and get it in general.
I like that. You
can't buy mad rounds.
Yeah. You can't. I can't remember what it was, but it was just long. But it basically meant that we weren't.
It was going to be a bit of an inconvenience to get a few drinks.
So you weren't. So we were basically didn't have as many drinks as we thought we would have had or whatever. So I guess that slightly changed the experience in that element of it wasn't there. But the reason we were there still occurred and still happened. So the show still happened. It was sick. We still rated it.
Yeah.
So I think to go, and maybe it's a personal thing. Maybe man that go and watch ball regularly like to have a drink when they go there. But I feel like it shouldn't, if you're there for the right reasons and whatnot, it shouldn't deter from
be all
experiencing just what, like being in a stadium, the build up, watching your nation play, the win, if they lose, whatever the football emotions are, it shouldn't, not being able to have an alcoholic drink shouldn't take away from that.
Do you know what they should do? Just come to mind. You should just be able to get drinks before and then stop. 90 minutes, you should have sobered up by then. You're still going to have a good time. It's still in you.
No half time. Because, at football, you can't drink on the terraces and whatnot. And I think there's like a misconception that, to enjoy football or like good football stuff is like hooliganism. It's very close. There's a feeling of racism that is like around the court. There's racism local when football's like at its peak. But like, take that away. But I still think, drinking and being an adult, I think it just increases things. Like if you're singing, you're going to sing a bit louder. You might sing a little bit longer. It changes things, takes away inhibitions. So I think adults should be allowed to do that. And I think, if they signed up to having the World Cup and they said, we're going to have Budweiser, which is probably not the beer of choice that I would go for. And then to pull it now is a little bit crazy, but
they must
still old switcheroo, man.
Running back the P and that, isn't it?
I think 75 million.
But that's
sponsorship.
For Qatar.
And I think what did Budweiser? They posted something.
Is it, this is awkward.
This is awkward.
But again, to some of the stuff we were talking about before, I think all the backlash that they've been getting or controversy surrounding Qatar hosting the World Cup, they've probably just turned around and said, if you lot are going to keep acting like this, cool.
We'll take it all.
We'll take
lock
it.
off the whole. Say something else.
Exactly. What else can you lot say? X, Y, and Z, or everyone's saying this and saying that, and whether these things are, some of them are true because they're documented and somewhat facts, but if you lot keep going on,
watch what I take.
Watch.
Remember, like now, mum, if you don't do homework,
go on, now report this tomorrow, and then cool. Then we'll see.
PlayStation's gone. PlayStation.
Then we'll see what else. We'll see what else we'll take away from this tournament.
Goodness me. But I will be honest. I'll be tuning in. Don't agree with a lot of the stuff that's been going on, but then that's the same for loads of regimes and places where things are hosted. But it's funny to see both sides, man, being so staunch in their stance. Like this is right, this is wrong.
That's where we're at, though. I think in everything,
everyone's just shouting.
Really pick your side. People ain't really trying to have
you're not
their
trying to move.
No.
Yeah.
I'm in this camp,
and I'm staying here. But man, shout out the World Cup, man.
Someone who had a change of heart was Stormzy with Wiley.
Okay.
They've apparently squashed their beef.
They've patched it up,
Apparently. I don't know. I missed most of it. I believe it happened over Twitter. Who knows? They might have met in person and all of that. You never know with these things.
Wiley's got like a mad beard now, innit?
I was thinking
it's mad full.
You see his hairline as well.
Yeah.
He's been in Turkey.
It's good, man. He's taking the trip.
Been living in Turkey. Because I saw he had a... Who came on somebody's podcast? I haven't actually watched this. I know
later. Who the guy. I know.
And I was like, Wiley looks...
It's a while ago now.
Healthy.
Wiley, The time was good for Wiley. And apparently they've patched things up.
Good, man. Good.
And then subsequently, Wiley's his burner, because he was tweeting from his the not Wiley account. Everybody clearly knows it's Wiley. So they squashed their beef or whatever, and then he got he got suspended immediately. He got suspended immediately from Twitter because I guess for Stormzy, or let's say Stormzy's team, it appears like he's friending up with a
renowned.
What would it be? A renowned anti-Semite.
And I saw Stormzy getting a bit of flack as well. And I think I saw Wiley post a video like big up Stormzy for speaking his mind and yada.
I think that's what he got cancelled
because
for.
he is being Stormzy's now. He's on his press run. He's come back out in the dark, whatever. And due to I think an interview in GQ, talking about Jeremy Corbyn and like how much he likes him and what he stands for, and how he was kind of labelled as, I guess, an anti-Semite as well. People doing their threads, think pieces, white papers, and saying, Stormzy now, because he likes Jeremy Corbyn,
adjacent.
Is an anti-Semite adjacent, which is dangerous territory.
It's dangerous.
In November 2022.
Oh, very much so. So did you see?
Topic.
I think you actually shared it, Dan. Dave Chappelle's SNL monologue.
I saw that.
Very funny.
Very good.
Very, very. I think he's so good.
That was very funny.
He's so good. But did you see him? He got adjacent cancelled, whereby the ADL, Anti-Defamation League, who seem to act Anti-Defamation League, they seem to just be calling out anti-Semitism. That seems to be their function. But
we're saying their remit don't really.
I don't know if they think anything else. Every time I'm obviously it's in the zeitgeist right now, and it's the buzz thing, but it always seems to be around anti-Semitism. But they got onto NBC as opposed to going at Dave, like NBC. How can you support this? How can you show this? How can you think? And I was like, interesting. I just think this whole space. We've seen with Kyrie Irving as well in the past couple of weeks.
Because people getting onto Irving, but then people saying, why don't you get onto Amazon for selling it?
It's like, this is what I like to see this happen though. This is what I like to see happen. Because what you start to clock, it's like, everyone's full of shit. Like, we thought we had these new rules where we're going to call out everything. This is bullshit. And then sense emerges from the madness. And I think we're starting to see that. But, yeah, man. How did that start? Wiley.
Yeah, Wiley and them not patching it up, man. It's good stuff. It's good.
Do you think we'll see a return of Wiley in any non-undercover?
Because I don't think he will say sorry.
He's not apologizing,
or he won't do the re-education class that like Kyrie's taking, because he has to do like a few steps before he's allowed to play for the Nets again. I don't think Wiley's bothered.
No,
to sit in classes and be educated on certain things.
Yeah, I also feel like there's no win almost if he does. It's just
he's still managing to kind of cut through.
I think he's all right.
Yeah,
if he stays where he is, there's no real need for him to do so anyway.
No, I don't think so. And I don't think Stormzy should ever apologize for aligning himself with Corbyn either. But one thing I will say is, a lot of the times we'll be in groups and whatnot, and then people will screenshot like a tweet, and I just think on every topic there'll be like one idiot who has
in the group
an idiotic point of view on any topic, and like we'll screenshot and be like, they're trying to cancel Stormzy. It's just one guy, like it's just one guy's view. The world's gonna keep turning, or this guy said this is crazy, these people are mad, and you just think like, I just think that's just one view. Like if you look deep enough or long enough, you're gonna find a dumb view somewhere. So we probably just shouldn't care too much about this. Like there was one guy that was talking about Chappelle. It's like he should be cancelled, and I'm just like, it's just the guy speaking on Twitter. He has no strength, no influence.
But is it though? I think this kind of like what Les was saying earlier. It's the power of one. It could be enough. It can start. It can start the wheels turning. Because we've seen it. People, we maybe thought weren't going to get cancelled have been cancelled. Some have been reinstated as well. I guess this week. Andrew Tate.
Oh, the Tate stuff. Top G.
See, I don't actually follow any of his stuff, but I'm hearing. Why is he called Top G?
Like, I keep seeing man saying that, and I'm like,
I've never seen any of Andrew Tate's stuff.
He referred to himself as like.
I don't know how I put two and two together. Maybe it was in the conversation, but someone referred to him as Top G,
and I was like, what?
He referred to. I think he referred to himself once as like, I'm a Top G.
With his weird American, Canadian, British accent.
Brighton.
It's odd, man.
What's going on? But yeah, Twitter this week, they're saying Twitter's on its last legs.
Yeah, Twitter's seems to have had a malfunction.
They're calling it the fourth quarter.
Since Elon's taken over.
Fourth quarter.
They're saying it's a big mess.
I don't see what's so messy about it. Well, I mean, I understand, but I don't think it's as big a deal as it seems.
No, they're saying like he's sacked loads of like
Twitter staff,
and people that worked on things which ensured discrimination wasn't as big as it was. Like he's just clean.
As you find the people that worked on Spaces. Was it Spaces?
I don't know. They should find them. Get rid.
They should have went first.
I log on every time. There's a man that's always on Spaces. Like
it's always one.
Chatting rubbish. I think he even sacked some of the people who work on the passes. Like security passes at Twitter.
Why?
But then people got locked out, so they had to say like,
bring them back.
Yeah. I heard about that. Back in. So yeah, it's been a mad place. But I'm just praying Twitter remains, man.
Yeah, do you think, why would Twitter disappear?
Not disappear. They're just saying it's falling apart.
I don't know if I'll buy it because like as users, have you started using it less?
No. And they're saying no. The reasons for it falling apart aren't due to less users or whatever. It's the
machine behind.
Yeah. Okay. Where they're saying cuts are being made and changes and whatnot. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, man, Twitter. If Twitter goes,
Twitter's not going.
I'd mourn it, bro.
On record, you lot have said that you happily pay for Twitter.
Yeah, I would.
I said that. I did.
I'll find the episode. I won't find the episode. Chill. But yeah, you lot both said that in the past.
Yeah, man, I don't need Twitter to go.
Your favorite.
If it's like a $1.99 or $2.49,
so he said
nothing too crazy.
This wasn't just for regular Twitter. This was for if you wanted your verification stamp.
That's nasty.
It was going to be $8 a month. You're not gonna
a month, bro. I'm not buying nothing to be verified. by
it was that a little cheaper than a Netflix subscription.
Yeah, today
it's like, yeah.
Went in 4K and all that.
Yeah, but even I think the verification thing doesn't mean in Elon's Twitter world now. I don't think it means much because I was on Twitter today and 2 accounts. One was Coca-Cola, I think, or some account, but like 2 like big brands. But they had the verification blue tick and then
this other like white
and then like an official thing underneath. So I think people were impersonating and I think it was like a slight hack.
There was some weird
you could change your Twitter name and people were changing it to Elon Musk
and just changing their picture
so mad.
God, I love the internet.
But those who were verified, so it would look like it was his account unless you went into the account and was checking. You'd think it was his. So I think now they've introduced, and he was putting out some weird little additions to his thing as well.
He's a freak, bro.
Yeah, I think like now it probably doesn't mean. I think it's not meant a lot or anything for a very long time.
If I see local man buying verification,
so to my knowledge, his reasoning and idea for it was that everyone should be able to. It's more. Verification that you're a real person because he says that Twitter's
and it costs full of bots. It costs $8 a month.
Yeah, one, it obviously generates revenue, but 2, if you were trying to do some bot operation, it's going to cost you a ton. So I understood it because they say bear the people you're interacting with ain't real people on Twitter. So.
The bots are good, man.
Yeah, it's techie.
The bots are good, but yeah, I'm not. So yeah, if it comes between me paying $8 a month and losing Twitter,
the price of freedom of speech. You're not doing it.
I'm going to speaker's corner, man. I'll just shout on the box. Yeah, fuck $8 a month, man. Not for me.
Nah, I'm good. But yeah, user experience wise, it's been the same.
Yeah,
and it shouldn't change, innit? Because it's not a broken app at all. Far from.
On Twitter this week as well, we had the World War 3, which trends like every 2-3 weeks. Because
what was this one? World War 3.
Yes, I was at work.
Missile
I was there.
Made its way into Poland and killed 2 people. Was it Rich?
Yes, 2 people. Yeah. They at the time of I guess even when I was reporting
Russian.
on it,
okay,
I believed
remember,
it was a stray Russian missile because Russia on I believe it would have been Tuesday rather. They rained down on Ukraine. They sent off on some mad missile strikes, bombing out the whole place. And yeah, some apparently strayed into Poland, killed 2 people. And at the time, everyone was like, "Yep, that's it, World War 3." I don't know who reported it was a Russian missile because I believe within 24 hours later, found out it was actually Ukrainian missile.
Defensive type of missile.
That went astray, but that could have been a precursor to World War 4. World 4, 3.
Yeah, to be fair, we've had like World War 3 a million times. Let's get a new one. But yeah, I'm so tired of seeing World War 3 trending.
Is it getting to a point where I feel like everything is almost like become banter in a way that you could argue we're in a World War 3 currently, but we're not gonna like almost kind of like how COVID happened a little bit. In that we're going to be like, oh, it's news. Oh my God, it's here. And we're in war now.
Yeah, I think it's not going to be how people expect it to be.
Do you think it can happen though?
last time I said I'm not taking COVID seriously.
What do you think, Rich? You tend to be right with these things.
So leave me out of this.
It can happen, of course. I don't think it will, though.
Nah,
just because I think,
and not in the manner that people online are making it out to be.
I think it can happen. I think since COVID, I think everything can happen. I think since 2016 when Trump won the election, since then that was like the glitch. That's when the simulation was like, we're
a lot of people
ramp it
point
up to frantic mode.
Was it the
Hadron
Collider?
Yeah. What was that, like 2012?
Some people say that Harambe was the changing point.
Oh my god,
that's another one.
Do you remember Harambe?
They said it really turned up when Harambe died.
When things,
you know when the world started going left for me, and you have to be a wrestling fan to get it, or you might even know. When Undertaker lost at WrestleMania. For me,
beginning of the end.
Like anything can happen,
bro.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon didn't give a fuck. He said, man, this is it.
We're
switching it up.
He's a sick man. Did you lot watch the Ronaldo interview?
I haven't watched it all.
No.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
What? Watched bits of it. And I kind of refuse to watch the rest of it, if I'm being honest. Just because I think it's pathetic.
Yeah.
If I'm being frank. I think, and I think I might have said it in one of the groups. It reminded me of like someone like rap beef or hip hop beef or something of the culture where someone does a tell-all interview and is like going at or sending disses to whoever their op or the opposition is or whatever.
Yeah.
It gave a lot of that, and I just felt like this is. One, it's weird, and I think that stuff's pathetic to begin with, but a football player doing it, and a football player of his caliber, I'm just like, this is pathetic, bro.
It's not the one, is it? Like,
this is, and I hold him to a fairly high regard, him being who he is. I just thought, I thought you were more graceful than this, but yeah, clearly not.
Shambles for me.
I said I haven't watched the whole thing. There are parts where we're all United fans, isn't it? Where I thought the hype is bigger than this interview. There was parts where I was like, that's not as bad as I was expecting, honestly. And there's so many different parts to it. I feel like there's parts on like Ronaldo's own kind of psyche where you're like, does he still, and it's a hard one to call and to say, does he still think he's in his peak? As a fan, I've been like, I'll be honest here, this season anyway, like when Ronaldo's not in the team, I feel more positive.
Yeah.
And that's the sad reality because I do think he's the greatest to ever do it. But it's a funny one. At the same time, I do feel like he mentioned a lot of things that fans have been protesting and locking off streets and locking off games for. Like, I don't think a lot of the so-called crazy things he said, I thought, well, everyone's been saying that. Everyone knows that there needs to be mad changes behind the scenes. Funny part was like the gym facility stuff to me was bare funny. His statements on the youngers, I didn't feel like that was rude. I thought it was, from what I haven't seen the second part. So he may have said more, but I feel like that was just more commentary on the younger generation. I have the same thoughts about the fucking younger generation. I didn't think that was anything wild. But yeah, I'm interested to see what happens next. As to his future, I think he has to go.
Supposedly United are seeking like legal advice.
That's what I saw.
To rip up the contract.
I don't know how they go about that. I don't know how we go about keeping him if that's what has to happen. I don't know how it works. And it's a bit sad. I don't think it.
It's a sad ending.
It's sad because I don't think it taints his legacy. I mean, it does a little. It taints his United legacy. I don't think it really taints his overall legacy, if I'm being honest. And his stats, I think numbers speak for themselves.
I feel like we've had this conversation about Mayweather, maybe.
Oh, and taking these
or someone,
these bum fights and stuff. Does it taint
guys from like around the corner. Like that.
It's slightly different though with this.
I think the other week, innit? Or a couple of days ago.
Last week, he fought Deji.
I saw him dancing in between the rounds. Which
he was doing the most.
Afrobeats or something.
Yeah, it's just always good to see.
Sorry, Rich, you were saying something.
Does it taint his legacy? I think it changes how he was held or perceived for a lot of specifically United fans.
Yeah,
it's a mad blemish for me.
But even then, like the way he left when he went to Real Madrid, like it was like he was always gonna boss out. Like, I don't care too tough.
Overall, I don't know if it does, me personally. I guess there was the comments about Rooney and stuff like that, but his comments on the club, I'm totally with. Like I agree with you. So that doesn't change anything. And like talking bad on something you love isn't a bad thing. That's reality. That's you pointing out shit's not right. Like things need to be
what
fixed.
Did he say? Something like poetic about Picasso saying like, "Oh, it needs to be ripped up and things you need to destroy to rebuild." And if I'm the first thing to go, then so be it. I was like, "Oh, okay, fair, whatever." But yeah, calling people out their name is like a bit. Especially when you're not doing your job.
Yeah, I think that was
currently
the saddest part of it for me. It was like
there's no introspection. There's no
like
part
where you scored bare goals last season.
Yeah,
let's talk about it now.
That was a while ago now.
Because I mean, you haven't played every game, but it's because, in my opinion, because of your performance. And I've been saying it for time. He doesn't fit the style of ball we're playing now, and that's simple. That is what it is.
And for me, sorry, Rich. And for me. Like although I've not seen either both parts or the whole of one, I've seen clips and I've read the majority of things that have come out of it. It just felt like, and I think I said it in one of the group, it just sounded like someone that was just moaning bare about different things, even if they're like things that are true. It just felt like someone who was just outwardly and publicly just moaning about things. And the thing for me is there's a way to go about doing these things. And he's always come across as someone who's honest, but someone who's like respectable, always like appears to be doing the right thing, treats his body well, like the sort of poster sportsman ever. At his age, he still looks as good as he does.
Yeah. Consummate professional.
Yeah, I kind of, like I said, I hold him to a high regard. It's like Tom Brady coming out and doing something, saying something mad,
so sick,
about Belichick and fucking AB, and then you kind of look at him and be like, "This is weird."
Yeah, it's a bit unbecoming.
So that for me, it probably doesn't tarnish his legacy overall, but then I would just always think about, he did that thing that was a bit like, I don't know, man. Like as a person, you're probably a little bit. You gotta watch out for this guy.
Yeah, it just leaves a.
What are your thoughts then?
I think the timing of it is just like self-serving, doing it when.
Do you not think that's good timing
for him and for United? I think it's good timing.
Yeah, I think it would have been worse if it were.
Yeah, and I think he's like managed to somehow try and overshadow probably two of United's or two big moments in United's season. So like the Spurs win, massive, a big win, like complete control, should be celebrated. He walks off. Now that's the story. Walks off, doesn't want to come on and get subbed on. Walks out of the stadium. Garnacho scores a last minute winner in the first Prem goal. Ronaldo's about to release this interview this week. It's all about him, as it always has been. But yeah, I think for United it's good. You just get this guy off the books, save a bit of money, you get him out of the changing rooms, and then everyone's I guess moving in the same direction. Ten Hag is like validated, and yeah, he gets the move that he's been clamoring for a while. But yeah, as you said, it's a bit sad the way it ends. Some of the things he spoke on, I'm cool with. But yeah, calling people out, bit weird,
bit unnecessary,
bit petty. But that's where we are. And yeah, going to Piers Morgan for the interview probably says more about him.
Says he likes
anything.
Yeah.
Because Piers is gonna blow smoke up him and be an absolute dribbler, which is just horrible. horrible to watch.
Yeah, I just found the whole thing like when I think he tweeted probably a while ago or recently. I'll tell all in some interview or something that was coming. Like even that. Mm-hmm. In my head, I was thinking, oh, he's just saying that just to start something, but it's never gonna come out. Then when it came out, I was like, this is buzz.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird.
Slightly distasteful, and I thought, I don't know, man. I'm not sure. There's nothing wrong with being unhappy with things that are happening, but tell them, man. Have a conversation with them, man, and tell them. I don't know if he has or hasn't, but coming out in that style of interview, I just thought this is strange.
That's what Princess Diana would do. She was it's just like a tell-all.
Yeah, I was proper
like tabloid stuff.
I don't know, man. It's very odd.
Yeah,
like writing your book when you retire or some shit. I just think it's just
him talking about being the most followed guy as well, and like it's just
technically the most famous. If you go by Instagram,
weird,
he's the most famous person in the
cringy.
world.
Oh, cringed. Not for me. Before we go, we're all domesticated men now. Do you think it is right or wrong to store glasses standing up?
Wrong.
How do you mean? In what scenario?
In the cupboard. So you've washed or the dishwasher because we're all middle class.
You can't put standing glass in the dishwasher.
So it's come out of the dishwasher.
Yeah,
it's been
dry,
washed.
Yeah. Or it should be dry.
It's shining. It's dry. You take it out. Go to your cupboard. Do you stand the glasses up?
Upright or upside down?
Or upside down.
Oh.
Upside down. If there is any...
Should be upside down, or do you do it upside down?
I wish I had a cup right now. You know, I do it upside down.
Okay.
Because it should be upside down. Because any water that is left is going to store. It's not gonna drain rather. So it should be upside down. I mean, the glass shouldn't even be wet, but if it were, you want it upside down. Fair. Are you proving a personal point there?
No. It was a big conversation. Martha Stewart was getting involved in all sorts. And they were saying that if you have it, if you have your glasses standing up, you shouldn't, because if you have them there for a while, some glasses aren't used until you got guests coming around, dust and debris.
Yeah, I think.
But I'm telling you, as it stands in my house, they're all facing up.
Yeah. Oh,
Let
man,
them collect that.
It's
fun. When you come to my house, I got a yeah. When I go for the big thing.
Yeah. So we've got 3 cupboards. Well, 3 cupboards that hold
all wine glasses.
That's why I laugh. So one of them holds wine and champagne glasses.
Do you have a wine rack, Liz?
No, not yet.
Soon. You're gonna get the cooler. You know the cooler that's the lights.
It's on the way.
Bro, the goal is either a cooler or a wine rack. But probably a cooler, because it's got to be in there for a little bit. Then you take it out.
Red.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on.
So there's one that holds teacups, one that holds glasses, and the other is the wine glasses.
Wine flutes and that.
So the wine and the glasses are upright. The teacups are upside down.
Oh, okay.
But I think the it's easier. There's a lot of teacups in that cupboard. I think it's easier to stack them, but you're less likely to stack glasses, if that makes sense.
You can't stack the wine glasses, in it.
And you also can't stack them, although they don't take up too much space. But for me, I'm upright, and whenever I take a glass out, no matter whose house, wherever it is, I always take it out, and if it's for me, I either blow in it or I rinse it under the tap. But for the reason of there possibly being dust underneath it, that I always do that. But I get, for me, when it's upside down, and say there's maybe a little bit of water left in it, which there shouldn't be, then it drips to the bottom. It's just gonna sit around the rim.
Yeah, that's why I said it should be dry.
That was Martha Stewart's point. She's saying, if it's upside down, and hotels and stuff she's worked at or worked with, were saying that if there's anything on it drops down, bacteria can grow around the rim of the glass.
Right, yeah. Where your lips sit.
It's tough, man. It's tough out here, man. As a domesticated man, these are the things that that our parents, our dads, didn't have to worry about. they weren't interested in this stuff.
On the sofa,
yeah,
chilling,
out dancing in the nightclubs.
I'm saying upside down. It has to be upside down.
I might just go yard and try and flip it and see if anything. If
yeah, I do. I
think
it's upside down.
I don't like the look of upside down.
It's kind of a bit unsettling.
So if you've got if you've got cupboards, especially if you've got cupboards that you can see through into the cupboard.
Okay, yeah, I got someone like displayed. They're upside down.
Mine aren't. None of the cupboards are. Just opening it and seeing bare things like upside down. It's like what is? So having said that, do you do it to the plates and stuff?
That's just come to mind.
Plates upside down?
Bowls.
No, that's mad. Yeah, if I saw my plates upside, I'm gonna bust out. I'm
going home. If you deep it, logically,
it should all be upside down. Using the same
Stacking
logic,
your plates upside down is a psychotic.
If we're using which's logic,
it should be. It's not going to gather dust. Everything should be upside down.
Yeah, nah, that's mad.
I'm
Australian cupboard.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely upright. I think it looks better, and I think it just makes more sense. The fact that water gets, again, it should be dry before you put it in the cupboard. But if water does eventually get there, I just rinse it. Look in the glass beforehand and rinse it.
No. What you don't want is stagnant water. That's where mosquitoes. That's where everything bad. It's probably in like, you can't. Nah, man.
In this current climate, if you say the world's getting hotter, there's just mosquitoes.
Bro, there's gonna be bare things festering. Stagnant water. It's got to be upside down.
Yeah, people, let us know, man.
Yeah, please.
I don't have the answers.
So this man, they're wrong.
Just a vessel. That's it.
Yeah, no, definitely upright.
Any bring-ins?
Yeah, I think I do. I think I've got a few. I've got a couple, actually. So my first will be, you've heard it already, I've brought in already, but it is now available on YouTube. It's the short documentary I worked on with Channel 4.
Shit.
From Rags to Riches. So whether you're in Australia, States, wherever, if you're outside of the UK, you can still watch it on YouTube. So Rags to Riches on YouTube. Check it out. My second bring-in will be, I think, Sharif. I'd heard about it a long time ago. I think Sharif watched it recently, and that's what reminded me to watch it. But there's a documentary on Netflix called, I believe it's called Running with the Devil. I'll double check. It is about John McAfee. Does that ring any bells to anybody?
He's the guy who started McAfee.
Oh, yeah.
McAfee,
but he's just like a bit of a weirdo, isn't it?
Oh, bro, that documentary.
You seen it, yeah?
Yeah.
Bro, it's
that thing is crazy.
It's a weird old documentary, man.
Even the ending, I'm like, what?
He's a wild man. There's some funny shenanigans that happen, and then from that point, he says he basically hacked the whole U.S. government, so he knows all their secrets, all of that. And there's guns, there's
death,
drugs, there's death.
You think the ending is true?
No,
without giving it.
No, so before I knew that much about McAfee.
Oh, you knew.
I heard when
all of that stuff was happening.
I heard what happened.
Okay.
And yeah, how it ends is it's out of the playbook of Spy 101, I guess. So yeah, no, it's just a really interesting documentary, and it's a bit of a. What do you think? So you could watch it with your partner,
open ended,
your mate, whatever, and be like, oh, well, do you think he was a madman, or you think this was really happening? It's open ended, and that's what I quite liked about it. So yeah, I believe it's called Running with the Devil.
Yeah.
On Netflix. It's a documentary about John McAfee.
Nice.
Yeah, you man. Bring it.
I don't have a bring in this week. I guess Portugal is probably kind of one. Yeah. If you've never been, definitely go visit it. There's lots to do there, lots to eat, lots to drink. And yeah, if you want somewhere to go in the winter, it probably start getting colder from now on. But sort of early or late autumn / early winter, Portugal's definitely got nicer weather, and you can come back here and freeze.
Okay, I actually have a bring in to replace yours if you want.
Go on.
True.
My bring in will be from, I'm gonna say, two of the UK's perhaps underrated artists. That the artists I'm talking about are Young T and Bugsy. They obviously had that smash hit with Don't Rush, and I think people kind of looked at them as pop artists, if you like. But I heard a tune randomly on the radio yesterday, featuring Jamaican young legend Chronic. So it's Young T and Bugsy. The tune is called Blessings, featuring Chronic. and it just hits nice, man.
This.
Dan.
My bringing is some ignorant music. Artist Rich probably put me on 2011 maybe. Shy Glizzy. And he has a new tune called Stepping on Shit. It's like a little TikTok smash. And I think there's going to be a few dances to it. But yeah, Shy Glizzy, Stepping on Shit.
Yeah, sometimes you need that ignorance, you know.
Just a touch, man.
What tune did I bring you on?
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so
I was
awesome.
flexing. I was flexing big to that still.
Better days.
Prime, you know, when you're past your prime, it's fucked. That's episode 263.
Yeah.
It's the Mandem podcast.
Keep it locked.